Bye bye for now. All right, Uncle Bruce. Well, we got a couple more hands raised, so I wanted to check in with you and see how you're feeling.
I'm feeling if I can stop being too verbose and filling in with words and words and words, maybe I can make answers quicker.
Good luck with that. All right. Well, we're going to bring in our friend of the show here, Mateus, and then we're going to go to
Matthias,
Kenny.
oh my goodness, yes. He's a
All right.
fixture. He's a fixture of
Yes,
the
he
show.
is, and I like leaving Mateus towards the end because he gives such a punctuation mark of joy and inspiration to this group. Welcome back, Mateus. It's always so good to
Yay,
see you. How are you,
Matthias is with
brother?
us again. No, Matthias left the room.
How are you, Uncle Bruce? No, I just turned the light on. I'm in Hawaii, and it's the rain is so heavy. It's a little hard to hear you guys. Came mostly to see you. Last time I saw you a few months ago, and you're not so fresh. But then I saw you in the I saw the teachings that you did in Brazil. Some friends sent me a video, and you're super energetic. I was like, okay, he's fine. He's good. So I was like, okay, he's back to Bruce, the one we know it. So I took a few notes of things that you guys been talking about here, but I'm not as a patient man as you are. And before I start, I just want to say something here. Everyone there is planning to writing a book because it's your right and it's the from your heart, and I know that. But I think that you all need to do something. I need you to get a book that is called The Biology of Belief, and you need to master that book, okay? Because our whole confusion is to not understanding the basic. This man right here, he gave an incredible work to humanity decades
I,
ago, and we here is still struggling to understand the basics. So something must to be done to that, okay? Literally, it's just about the filters in your subconscious, the programs. That's all that it is. In the end of the day, it's the choice, okay? And we're talking about the lady spoke that, let there be light. Yes, because there's nothing else besides light. Anything that is anything is light, and the consciousness program is what creates that reality. So the filters that Bruce Lipton taught in that biology of belief needs to be fully understood. It needs to be understood in order for you to get the new job you want, the better body you want, the health life you want, the better relationships you want, anything that comes into your life. I'm Brazilian, so I speak like that. I'm not. It's not anger at all. It's just passionate. Okay, just want to make sure that's very clear. But it's over and over and over. We coming back to the same thing, and we missing the very basic. This man also has a work that unfortunately is not much well known. It's called the Wisdom of Your Cells. CELLS. Also, everything is in there. The smallest unit of consciousness, and you are a community of it. So you have one job in this existence: to help. You want to evolve your life, you want to get rich, you want to get healthy. The only way is through helping. This is what make us alive as the being. There's only cooperation, and we need to clear the mind with so much I'm sorry for the word, but it's just junkiness. We get junks of information and we don't know to the ABCs. And this biology of belief is literally explaining the ABCs. That choice that you make, that Carl Jung speaks, you make a choice 24/7. You're just not aware of it. You make the unconscious conscious, and then there's Garden of Eden. But if the unconscious keep choosing the things, shit's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, what the hell is happening? Right? So I'm sorry, Bruce. I need to put this out because I feel that your work is honestly, there's nothing more profound in humanity. Find me something more profound in humanity than knowing that your thoughts control your health. What is more important, especially in the age nowadays, that your health is in your hands since day one has always been. But depending what you're going to believe, depending what you're going to allow into your mind, you're going to translate. Those are the filters that he talks about so much. Those are the programs, and you need to change. And the thought that the lady was asking, it is a spirit, but has nothing to do with religion. They just have different names. Science has a name, it's called field. The religious people call it spirit, but it's the same thing. It's alive, and we need to get used to that. So lately, I had to part ways with a very dear friend of mine that decide to do something else with her life and decide that she needs to create an apparatus to make the face of the people look nicer and calmer. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, make a face roller, but why not teach people where the sour face comes from? Where the wrinkles truly comes from. A sour face is preceded by sour thoughts. You want a healthy life? You looking for the fountain of life? I mean, what is the fountain of life? What creates life? Your thoughts. Make your thoughts pure. That fountain pure, everything will be pure. So again, we need to go back and read over and over and over again that biology of belief and master that. That was the gift that this man gave to us. And I believe that we own that to us. We are here together in this. It's not a book for once, it's a book for you to have it every single day to remind yourself that either you like it or not, you are manifesting your life. We need in Hawaii, we call it kuleana, responsibility. And that is the other side of the coin, which is called freedom. One side is freedom, the other side is responsibility. But somehow, even us here, is struggle to accept the responsibility that life comes from me and not to me. Uncle Bruce, what he wrote, it's nothing new. We have hundreds of years ago, many, many books, but this guy gave us the science behind the juju talk. So we need to get back. Quantum physics. We grew up, people telling us that quantum physics was, oh, it's for genius. No, it's not. It just explains the basic of your reality. You don't live in the materialistic universe. You live in a energetic universe. That's basically what it is. And that's what quantum physics is hiding. I mean, they hiding because quantum physics is expressing that, you know. Everything is alive. The religious people say that God is omnipresent. What that truly means. Yes, it's everywhere, meaning every atom is aware of itself. Through the observer filters, it will manifest. As he says, the DNA won't change. What changes the outcome depending how you read the lenses. Are you going to read with the lenses of fear, or are you going to read with the lenses of love? I'm sorry, I talk too much, but I mean,
Ah.
this is literally what it is. Okay, so there's a few things. There's a few things here, like the wisdom of yourselves to understand that cooperation is the only way to go. You're going to elevate your being. You're going to create that frequency that will attract all the beautiful things in your life. We need to once for all, embrace that obligation. The whole reality, just one more thing, the whole reality, the whole existence is supported by everyone's consciousness. We are all in this together, the good and the bad. What can I do to help humanity? Feeding the poor? Not really. I need to rise up, to vibe up. I need to raise my frequency, getting out of the fear frequency and start to manifest love. But we need an amount of people so the reality change. But no one wants to accept that the starvation in Africa is my fault. The war in the other side of the world is my fault. We all in this together. You can't divine the energy. Okay? And biology of belief, I have no doubt in my mind that in the future, it's gonna be veneer as the most important thing, because not by looking being negative, but the health of humanity is in a point that it's something that needs to happen for people to wake up. Okay, we don't know how to eat. We don't know how to eat because we don't know how to think. A clear thought. We're not gonna have junk food. A clear thought will naturally attract. So it's not that you need to learn how to eat. You need to learn how to think. You need to learn how to release the things that you don't want in your life. The famous let go. Remember old Alan Watts? I watched a video of him the other day. He jumped on the stage and he tells people to hold their breath. And everybody's holding their breath. And he gets the mic and says, yo, you better let this go before it kills you. That's how it is. So Uncle Bruce, I mean, thank you. Really came here to see you because I love you. You helped me transform my life many years ago, and I went through hell, as you know already, after studying with you, and I finally turned over and realized that has always been in my hands. So making my thought pure, my life will be pure, everything. And I understand it's easier to say than done, but that's the way. We have to let go of that fear. We have to trust in life. The lady that's looking for a job, a little advice here, and I know that it's not easy. I've been there. I tell you this: accepting life as it flows to you is the best way for you to get a new job. You have to understand that life is always working your best behavior. That's what trust truly is. And that naturally will put you in a relaxing state that you attract what you want, either the work or the health or the relationship. Okay. And just one more thing here. Um, um, Emotions, right? Emotions, it's not like the wind. The wind comes and hits me. Emotion is generated within me. Do you know what that means? That means that any given time, you have, only you, the option to change what you're feeling if you learn to let it go, the addictions of the things that you don't want anymore. You have to accept that you have those addictions, and you have to go through the withdrawal and say no more, and start to generate a better emotions. Emotion, energy, emotion. They started and shout out. That's how it is. Own your place on this existence. You are the creator, nothing else. Literally own it. Remember that all the time and generate that beautiful energy, that love that this man right here has been telling us for decades. I love you, Alex, and I had to put this out, man. I'm so great that I saw you, Uncle Bruce. And I'm gonna
We
go
love
see here.
everything you. That's I yeah. I amazing, and that's exactly what I expect. And so grateful for you, Mateus and Uncle
We
Bruce.
are we are both so grateful. I have to call you grasshopper as well. I have two grasshoppers here.
You made me one, man. That's what you did.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
you're
didn't make you. I want people to understand something. What I wrote in biology belief is not what Bruce wrote. It's a download. I took from the universe and made words and put it on the page. And people say, you wrote the book. I go, no, the universe wrote the book. I just was the one who typed it into the computer. And it was funny, just very quickly, I was on a PBS public radio show. Michael Toms was it was his show. And I was with my friend Steve Behrman. We had written Spontaneous Evolution, and he was going to talk about that. So as the show opens up, he says, let me read you something. And he starts reading this paragraph, and I turn to Steve and I say, wow, that was really wonderful. Where did that come from? And then Michael Tom says, and this is in their book. I said, we wrote that? Really, I didn't even know we wrote that. Why? Download. And I am just right. the happy guy between the source and putting it out. And as I always tell people, I'm the first student. Why? I was the one that got the message and then tried to live with it. And then when I did, I have a whole different life. And Matthias is an experience of the same as me, understanding the words and learning to live with it. And I'm very proud of Matthias to carry this all this time and to make his life the way it is. We, he's a teacher, and that's what we all should be. And I so appreciate Matthias for being with us. And Matthias, your life is a beautiful vision for all of us. Thank you, Matthias.
Thank you, Uncle Bruce. Big mahalo for everything. Honestly, I get goosebumps because that is a birth giving right of every human being. We deserve that information that, of course, is obviously got deprived from us. They taught us the opposite. They taught us the opposite physics. They taught us the opposite chemistry. They taught us the opposite biology. And it's time for us to get wise and realize that we own that. And this man with that book, paying attention, guys, read that book over and over again. Why I'm telling you that? Because I had to do that. I had to do that. I read that book. I studied with this guy, and I spent 10 years destroying my life. Took me 10 years to understand. Once I could have that downloaded that he's talking about, it's also called the intuition. Okay, it's you listening because you ask, and it's going to be downloaded through you. It happened to me. My body was aching like crazy. I know about anatomy, and I start to talk to myself. I didn't know what I was doing, but I start to ask, what should I do? And then suddenly start to have these ideas about moving my spine in certain ways. And then a month later, I had this burst of energy. Now I understand what it is. It's raising from your spine. So I had the clarity to paying attention on all that information that this man had given me 10 years ago. And I start to apply. It's the biggest gift you can give to yourself. Your life has always, in day one, in your hands. So use wisely. Okay. I love you, Bruce. Love you, Alex.
Love you too, man.
Love
Very
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Peace
Bruce.
up.
And I see you soon. Okay. Looking forward for this beautiful year.
I hope so. Thank you so much,
Bye,
Matthias.
man.
All right. Take care for now, Mateus. We'll
Bye.
talk soon. Peace
Bye.
up, brother.
Alex, Matthias made a great closure for our show for today.
I think so. Yeah, it's been a while. Kenny was here also with his hand raised. I'm sure he wanted to say hi, but
Well, maybe
um,
Kenny, just a quick hello because you're with us all the time. Because I think we pushed a lot of people pretty far, and I'm so